Rwandan President Paul Kagame says his party has been looking for a suitable replacement for him for a decade. However, he says he wants out. He was probed about why he has been at the helm for 20 years. He says he's ready to leave office. Kagame made the comments during an official state visit by his Kenyan counterpart, William Ruto. Newzroom Afrika's Ziyanda Ngcobo reports from Kigali.
Kenyan President William Ruto and Rwandan counterpart Paul Kagame believe the East African community should lead the charge when it comes to resolving the conflict in the northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo. For nearly 2 years, M23 rebels, who are Congolese Tutsi militia, have occupied northern Kivu over what they claim is ethnic discrimination in the DRC. The West accuses Rwanda of providing weapons and aid to rebels in the region. But Ruto has praised Rwanda for trying to bring stability.
We're all aware of the challenges around our region. And again, let me commend President Kagame's and Rwanda's understanding of the issues in Eastern DRC and their contribution to EAC as we manage the situation in DRC.
Kagame says the involvement of leaders from East African countries has fast-tracked the possibility of reaching a solution soon.
I have hope that we can find a solution, and maybe the outside world, all we need to ask is to support what the African leaders are doing and countries are contributing to, instead of getting into the mix themselves with what they think should be.
Kagame has also responded to criticism, especially from the West, that he's a benevolent dictator for being at the helm of both the country and the governing party, the RPF, for 20 years.
That it is an inevitability that we have to find, first of all, grow leaders, and not for me to decide who is going to be the next leader after me. I think that also is not necessarily correct.
Meanwhile, Ruto was also questioned on the over 2-week-long protests in his country led by opposition leader Raila Odinga, who lost the presidential election last year by a few percentage points. Thousands demonstrated against high costs of living and what they called the rigging of the polls last year.
Protests and demonstrations are provided for in our constitution, but the protests and demonstrations were acquiring an ugly, violent turn that was destroying property, putting a lot of lives into risk, causing a lot of unnecessary chaos, and it was time for them to reconsider those demonstrations.
The two leaders on Tuesday signed agreements on health and agriculture. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ziyanda Ngcobo in Kigali, Rwanda.